Welcome to New American Mythos, where old stories are kindled like firelight, and we gather round to remember the tales that shaped us. I have a very important request to make before we get started today. When we began Season 1, we really didn't know how it would be received, but amazingly, there are quite a few of you who have really enjoyed it. Because of that, we want to deepen our connection with our audience, and so we're asking you to do two simple things. The first and easiest is to join our email list. We're not going to flood your inbox with a bunch of spam, but if you join our list, it will help you stay updated on show announcements and important notes as the season goes along. The second thing would be to join our Patreon. Did you know that you can join the Patreon page without paying? This lets you get updates from us and also lets you interact with us and with other patrons. The link to join our Patreon page is below in the show notes as well. One last note, if you enjoyed Season 1, and if you know someone that you think would also enjoy it, we would love for you to share one of your favorite episodes with that person. Season 2 is just around the corner, so it's a great time for new listeners to get caught up on Season 1 in preparation for Season 2. Now, on to the episode. If you listened to last week's episode, you know that we're in the middle of a bit of an interlude, both to bridge us from Season 1 to Season 2, and to prepare us for the themes and stories that we will encounter in this coming season. Today, I want to dive into one of this upcoming season's myths in particular, a name that many of us have heard, but that few of us appreciate. So, let me take you somewhere bleak, somewhere old. A great hall, once filled with song and laughter and feasting. Tales and mirth filled the evenings, and the days were plentiful with productive labor. But now that hall and the land around it lies silent. Now the wooden walls bear the scars of claw and flame. Its benches sit empty. The warriors who once drank and boasted there lie buried in shallow graves. Now, every night, without fail, something comes crawling up from the dark moors to tear and rend and to gorge itself. It is a world without hope, ruled by fear and despair, where men huddle in the dark, hoping to survive until morning. No man has yet stood against the monster and lived. And then, one day, unexpectedly, from across the sea, a ship's bold prow cuts through the mist. A great man helms the boat, with a great heart and mighty arms. He comes not for conquest, not for gold, but to help. To face the thing that no one else will. To put his body between the helpless and the darkness. His name is Beowulf. If you ever encountered Beowulf in a high school English textbook, it may have looked like a daunting wall of kennings and stilted verse. Phrases like whale road and ring giver and battle sark. It's all there, beautiful in its way, yes, but distant and difficult for us. For this season, we want to do something different, something faithful to the original, but accessible to modern audiences. So, we restructured the story into modern prose, gave breath to the silences, sharpened the dialogue, and focused on clarity, hopefully without losing the mystery. We wanted to make Beowulf feel like a story again, not an ancient artifact. Because it is a story. One of the most essential stories, actually. It's about the courage to face evil directly, about stepping into someone else's nightmare because it's the right thing to do. And it's about the quiet, unflinching faith that such courage matters. Beowulf arrives not as a king, but as a warrior. He's young, untested, but willing. He puts his life in harm's way for a foreign people, and when he confronts the monster Grendel, this thing of chaos and rage, he does it without sword or shield. He uses only his bare hands. Why? Because Grendel uses no weapons, and Beowulf wants the fight to be even. That's not bravado, it's something else. A moral code older than any one kingdom. A sense of honor rooted not in power, but in justice. A hero's strength as a gift meant to protect, not dominate. It's no accident that the poet who recorded Beowulf so long ago did so through a Christian lens. You can feel it woven into the lines, the sense of providence, the humility before God, the belief that history has meaning. Fate, yes, but also mercy. The monsters may be ancient, but the hope is newer, brighter. There's a tension between the pagan world of heroic glory and the Christian conviction that true strength lies in sacrifice. This Christian framing shapes how we inherit the story, not just as a tale of strength, but as one of calling. Beowulf doesn't fight for his own people. He fights for strangers, for the vulnerable. He comes not as a conqueror, but as a servant. And in that, he prefigures a kind of heroism that would later echo throughout Western storytelling. And yes, even into American myth. Because think of the stories that we tell. A stranger rides into town to protect the innocent. A lone sheriff stands against the outlaws, and though outnumbered, draws his gun. A soldier volunteers for a mission that no one else will take. These are Beowulf stories, whether we call them that or not. They're about courage offered freely, about strength restrained by virtue, about facing the monster because no one else can. You can even hear this theme in the language of early America. Sermons, speeches, poems, the image of fighting dragons was everywhere, often invoked to call men to moral action. The frontier itself became a kind of Grendel's moor, a place of darkness to be braved with conviction and courage. And while America's history is full of contradictions of both courage and conquest, the mythos that Beowulf helped shape is still with us. It whispers that strength is not for its own sake, that leadership costs something, that the measure of a hero is how he bears the weight of others. If you've ever felt like monsters are real, like the darkness is too near, and that no one's coming to help, this story will be for you. We are looking forward to telling it to you. Before we go, 2 quick reminders. If you'd like to support this show and help us keep making it, join us on Patreon. That's also where we release bonus episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and the occasional surprise. And this season, we're trying to do a better job staying connected with you. So, as I said at the beginning, please consider joining our email list. There's a link in the description below. Season 2 is just beginning. Beowulf will lead the way, but many more are coming. So gather close and keep your sword sharp. A wind is rising.